Okay, let's move on. The former governor of Edo State and senator representing Edo North has pointedly criticized...
My senator.
Yeah, Adams Oshiomhole has pointedly criticized the Minister of Works of bias in intentionally excluding important federal highways in Edo and Delta states from federal reconstruction plan. What's your take on this?
Well, I have resisted the urge to be dragged into any public, interrogation of the position that the senator representing my district is wont to take on any issue. But again, as a younger person, I have also a responsibility to advise him. And my advice would be that those you have access to, please reach out to them privately and lament your worries to them. That way, you may get their lobbying more on your side than you take them to the public to ridicule them or reduce them as though they don't know what is happening. I will give Umahi some level of credit that he visited Edo like 4 occasions when all these issues came. That means he had interest. The governor, Senator Okpebholo, has a way of getting things done without even making noise. He's very slick, very suave. He moves around these persons and gets a lot of things done. Bringing Umahi to Edo to see things for himself was the first preoccupation of Governor Okpebholo when he took over government. The notorious Ekpoma road, where you had logjam, oftentimes logjam, very terrible. The previous government had erected a signpost there, sorry, we can't fix this road, it belongs to federal government. So Okpebholo brought Umahi there, took him to Uromi axis going to Agbo Road, took him to Abraka Road. And Abraka Road was awarded and they are working. The one going to Asaba is awarded and but under the rain, you can't do so much. So when you have a governor who has his way networking these people, I think the Senator Adams Oshiomhole will have to be in sync with the governor's approach to be able to drive the Edo narrative, rather than going to the parliament one way or the other to try to lambast or criticize and all of that. You only talk to a man who is not aware of what the issues are. Umahi is very much aware of the state of Edo roads, and the governor has done so much to recover them now. But there are some that will need those interventions, for which, actions have commenced, but for the rains. You can't do anything under the rain. I keep responding to quite a number of social media commentaries and all that when they are showing rainfall and all that. No. The governor was even in pain when the rains came on stream much earlier this year. He said, see, me where I don't plan, say for this dry season, even at 2-3 months, we will take this road, go far. Look at the rains now. But you can't tell God you can't tell nature not to take its course, even though there is climate change, whether you like it or not. So rain must fall, and farmers who need rain, they still need rain. So we must know the timing, So presently, any contractor who tells you that he's constructing road now during this rain period is just trying to waste resources and waste products that are being used. It's all concrete roads go and look at what the governor is doing on Sapele Road, the concrete road business is doing, with side drains.
But his complaints or observations, are they not germane?
They will have been germane to the point that nothing is being done. But something is being done. That's what I'm saying. And there's task waiver on that road for Boa Cement to take action. They have cement. They should do concrete, whatever. And they are working to their own pace. But the rest can happen. My community should even be crying. We even attempted to even block the road at some point that the cement factory in my community are not able to fix just 2 kilometer stretch of road, right in the middle of Okpebholo community. We're protesting. But you can protest during the rainfall, but during dry season, we want them to speed up the work.
Okay, President Tinubu recently, during a visit by Oyo traditional rulers, pointed out that the state governors are getting between 4 to 5 times what they were getting before in terms of allocation. And pointedly asked the state governor to stop constructing flyovers, that they should rather channel their resources into road networks. And for Edo that recently celebrated his first flyover.
We have not celebrated. We are about to celebrate.
Okay, how do you see?
We will celebrate.
How do you see that directive,
No, that directive was not targeted at Edo.
No, I'm not saying it's targeted at Edo.
Yes, because don't forget, he said necessary, where not necessary. Our own was a child of necessity. Ramat Park, location of our present flyover, has always been a notorious traffic jam these years. You will spend man hours there when you are traveling, when you are commuting around there. So, for us, from day one, Senator Okpebholo commenced this flyover, is 95% completed. What we are doing are the adjoining roads and channeling of the rainwater and all of that, so as to empty into Okpebholo slope. So it's been asphalted, street lights on top of it and all of that. A second flyover is also ongoing at Adesuwa Junction. These are troubled spots when it comes to heavy traffic. And those two are just going to be the only flyovers in the entire Edo state. So it's a good historical and landmark achievement of the Governor Monday Okpebholo administration. And we are proud of that. We are very, very proud of that. We look at what the people want. We are building hospitals, primary health care that we have built are over 70 as we speak. In November, we'll be spending our second year in office. We have constructed a lot of schools. We are building road network. But just like I said, we needed more of dry season to drive our intervention in road construction more than what we are getting now. Edo is, because of the peculiar location as a rainforest region, you have to bear with the rains. So
you talked about primary health care centers, and this morning there is this report that about 6,516 primary health care centers across the country are non-functional, and Edo has 221 non-functional primary health care centers, and you are talking about building a new one.
No, that is not true. You see, our target.
These are the figures from, of course, is from the National Primary Health Care Development Agency data, their dashboard.
Let me come to that. Our target is to make 146 primary health care centers functional, bring them up to speed. We have the ones we have recovered. We met the rots, no doubt. But I've just told you we have recovered 70, and our target is 146.
Okay, from these ones?
Yes, from these ones. So if they say they're not, that is what we inherited. And we are taking them gradually. It's like the report by Philip Consulting recently on Edo, when they say Edo was the least in the number of 33 states that they look at. But while naysayers quickly went to town, and those who served the previous government, they failed to point out the point that that report of Philip Consulting covered 2023 and 2024, by which time Okpebholo had not even come. Okpebholo came November 2024 when it was already winding down. But it was convenient for them to say, we are not doing this. But from what we have done in the last 20 months, going to 21 now, I can tell you that Edo is in safe hands. Aside from this primary healthcare we're talking about, schools that we have recovered, chairs and tables that we have produced, kilometers of road that the number of kilometers of road that we have awarded is 533 kilometers. If we are able to complete that one, you know how networked Edo will be. Out of that, now we have only been able to finish about 101. So if this rain stops and we're able to speed up our activities, by the time we are completing first 4 years, we'll have maybe cater for about 300 or 400 kilometers of roads, depending on availability of funds and what have you. But the ones we have awarded are about 533 kilometers of roads. So when you look at that, you look at our primary healthcare, new agencies being formed, social development, giving money to market women, building markets to sustain their enterprise and all of that, recruiting staff, 5,000 teachers, 2,500 Edo security corps, 500 for forest guards, civil service, over 2,000 to cover up the shortfalls in terms of promotions and all of that.
These are latest updates.
Latest updates
in developments
in Edo. So we are not there yet, but we are cruising at a very high altitude, and I'm happy about that. And don't forget that some of us have very critical minds. We'll interrogate the system from within. We don't need to go out like others would do to go and be shouting and complaining. No. I like the approach of the governor in networking the system quietly and getting results. You will not even know when the governor visits the president. You won't know when he visits Umahi at home. You won't know. And all you just see is just results. And that is the kind of thing that you expect when you have access to those who are in authority.
What is the motivation or the informing spirit behind the appointment of an Igbo man in a Edo cabinet and someone who is visually impaired as a permanent secretary? What are the motivations and the spirit behind them?
Of course, even the law says that you have to give certain percentages to those handicapped and those who are, suffering from one form of deformities or the other. He qualified. He wrote the exams to be promoted to permanent secretary, and he got it. And the exams were conducted by outsiders who are not in the system at all. If you need to see the way they score them. That man to have scaled through means that the man is actually a solid man. And so the governor didn't hesitate in appointing him, since he has passed and he's been promoted to that status, appointing him. The Igbo man is a supporter of APC. He's an APC person. The fact that he doesn't come from Edo does not mean that he's not doing business in Edo. He's doing business in Edo, he's paying his tax in Edo, he's doing everything, his children, everything. They are residents in Edo. Once you have this kind of open attitude to absorb people who are not originally from your place, it will help to deepen national conversation, of what they call it. They call it national integration. We are campaigners. We don't dominate just for the sake of domination. No, we go out to the people who plead for their votes. We did local government election recently. Some other opposition parties, instead of feeding candidates, they said they were boycotting. They said they know that it is APC that will win.
All right, let's look at, your governor was in London recently to interact with Edo indigenes in diaspora. What are the benefits of that trip?
Well, it's the first time that my memory can recall when a sitting governor was traveling to London to interact with diasporans. Of course, there are those in America, there are those in Canada, Italy, everywhere. But of course, London is, for this particular exercise, it was London. And It afforded him opportunity to also present his scorecard to them, while also waiting to hear from them what their reservations are, what their criticisms are, what their suggestions are, so that it will also prepare him to better respond to developmental challenges in the state. I've seen a couple of guys in social media. One said he was not allowed to ask questions, that the questions were prepared and all that. You cannot, the governor cannot take questions from everybody, and for whatever it is worth, if you wanted to ask questions, and among all the questions that were asked, yours was not captured inside the net, something must be wrong with the question you wanted to ask. So only God knows the ulterior motive you have in the first instance. But again, public events such as that are usually coordinated so that it doesn't become a jamboree kind of. And the governor presented his scorecard. A lot of exposures came on board. People didn't know quite a number of things he has done. You know, the governor's intervention in the area of cultism, in the area of Yahoo, security. You know, Edo is very safe now. I can say that because the kind of things we are getting since this forest guy came on stream like a week ago, we are hitting the bandits heavy, we are hitting kidnappers heavy, and all of that. And don't forget that we also have, you know, special courts put in place to try those who have been apprehended, for speedy trial and all of that. It has commenced, and they are providing very good results. So the governor had warned earlier that people should not take his simplicity for granted. That the fact that he's simple does not mean that he can't bite, and he has just started showing that. So things are moving forward. He also prevailed on people in diaspora who have the resources to come back home and invest. There are some of them who want to build houses in their respective villages and areas. Don't be scared, Steve. Please come back, come and build houses. We recognize the important role of their remittances to their siblings, parents, and what have you. They bring out a lot of money into the economy of the state, so we appreciate that. And so governor wants a platform. He's the first governor who created an agency called the Diaspora Agency, headed by Professor Loretta, who is also doing a yeoman's job. And so once you have platforms such as this, that will help you to look at issues, you know, nagging the consciousness of these persons, she can bring them to the table for the governor to take decisions on. They don't have to be in Nigeria. There are some that are coming back home now. There are some that also want to remain there, who are also giving us suggestions, ideas, initiatives that will help us to, you know, enhance our performance profile